Не знаю, здесь посмотрим, какой-нибудь будет. Или... Это дядя моя, сядь. Это брат, 2 брата у меня. Это тоже дядя, это мой муж. Зу Альвиназу Бархударашвили, зу Арезумемия Етмишмугумджи Тарига, азербайджанский, каури азербайджанский.
Mrs. Barkhudarishvili's relatives still live in Nij village of Azerbaijan. For almost 40 years of living in Georgia, where she was married, the preservation of the native language has become a priority for her.
Before going to school, they used to speak in Udi. When they started going to school, Georgian became the only language of communication with their peers. But they still understand Udi, even though they don't speak it.
Отношение было по-грузински, но понимают. Только не я, как я по-уди.
I and my generation of Udis are the last carriers of the language, and only God knows what will happen after us.
Udi language is uncommon for Georgia due to the reason that the first settlers came here only after the Red Army invasion of the South Caucasus.
The new homeland for Udis was founded here in Kakheti in 1920s. Now, the Udis of Zinobiani are one of the smallest ethnic groups in Georgia, trying to preserve their identity.
Mamula Neshwashvili, a historian and local of Zinobiani, has been actively participating in the cultural preservation process of Udis. His works on the research of the Udi alphabet and the translations of various books into his native language, including the Old Testament, are some examples of his contributions to the Udi culture. The translation of book was sponsored by one of the funds of the Swiss Confederation, but not by the Georgian government.
There was a need to preserve the Udi language. Creating an understandable alphabet was the main goal.
Since the independence of Georgia, the Udi language became a mandatory class for the Zinobiani village school. One of the initiators of teaching the language was Mr. Neshwashvili's wife Nana Serpashvili, who used to be the school director and an activist of the Udi community. The historian is sure that much wider work could be done in order to preserve the culture for the upcoming generation.
We continue the publication of books in Udi language. By doing this, we want to deliver our language to the future generations.
The small ethnic group continues its existence alongside their ethnic Georgian neighbors by having almost the same lifestyle with them. The only concern the Udis have is preserving their language, which is the main element of every ethnicity.